Hello everyone, I trust you are doing well. So we are finishing the topic number 5 about production planning and control. So I would like to make some remarks about this important topic. I hope you enjoy it. Also I know that some of you are taking a quiz maybe today or tomorrow. So also I hope that you are getting good results. It's about this topic about production planning and control. We have discussed major production philosophies that are very important in the real world. We began with lean systems, where the idea is to eliminate any operations, any activities, any inventory, any processes, any subassemblies that does not add value to the overall process. So we classify the waste in different types, and the idea of lean, as the name suggests, is to eliminate, to be able to eliminate, decrease, or avoid all kind of waste. In that way we can add more value to the processes, and that's something that we can observe. It's something that we can implement every day in manufacturing organizations. All these philosophies are advanced philosophies. In fact, lean many times is used as synonymous of other philosophies that are very similar, very close, like the Toyota Production System, the TPS. So some authors refer to the TPS as a lean system, and vice versa. Also, it's the case of just-in-time, Kaizen, continuous improvement philosophies. But if you read, for example, about the Toyota Production System, you will see that all these concepts are used to describe the Toyota Production System. So far, the TPS, the Toyota Production System, is the most advanced production system in the world. And many organizations, many companies are trying to benchmark to imitate the good practices of the TPS. In this topic we review the House of Toyota, for example, that shows what are the principles that sustain this advanced production philosophy. But the name is not an issue. What matters is to implement all these ideas, all these concepts in the real environment. So that's the challenge that you have as a professional, be able to implement these advanced philosophies at your workplace. So don't worry about the name, it could be any name. All of them are advanced production philosophies. The important thing is to be able to implement them. So you need to know the basic characteristics of these advanced technologies to implement them in the workplace. For example, in Toyota Production System we have a concept that is Jidoka, where the workers and the machines can identify errors or problems during the processes. So then they have the ability, both or either the machine or the employees, to stop the production process and fix the problem. So this is an example of an activity that you can implement using one of these advanced philosophies. So in this case, the employees have the power to do that. They stop the production line before the problem goes further. But in the same way, there are new machines, new equipment that can detect in an automatic way some problems, and the machine also acts like using artificial intelligence principles and stops the production process. Of course, the workers, the supervisor, the plant manager is going to know the problem, and there is a team that usually addresses these problems and fix it in the best possible way. In fact, these advanced teams that are just in charge of that, of looking for problems in the plant and fixing them. It's also a characteristic of these advanced philosophies. You could think that this is not a big deal, this is common sense, it makes sense what these advanced philosophies state, but we see that every day the organizations face problems that could be solved, that could be faced using these techniques. The last technique that we covered in this topic was, in this chapter, was the theory of constraint. This is not classified as a lean philosophy, but it's also an advanced philosophy, and we have discussed that this philosophy is very important from the managerial point of view, because you understand that in any process we have a bottleneck, and the bottleneck sets the production rate, so we are interested to identify the bottleneck and be able to increase the capacity or the performance of the bottleneck, because in that way we increase the overall capacity of the plant. Today I was talking with a plant manager of a maquiladora here in Ciudad Juarez. They produce electrical harnesses for the car manufacturing industry, for Ford and General Motors, and they have plants in many countries. And I was talking with one of the plant managers that was serving as internal auditor to other plants of the company. So he was recently in another country visiting the plant, and he was telling me what he saw over there. And it's a good example about what we cover in this chapter, and that happens every day in the organizations. So the situation was that in that plant they were not taking care of the bottleneck. So suddenly the bottleneck didn't have inventory on place to keep running. And you know that that's a big problem, because if the bottleneck stops production, you are stopping the overall production of the plant. If you stop a workstation that is not a bottleneck, and if you are in the slack period that before it becomes a bottleneck, then you are not going to have any delay in the overall process. But if you have to stop the bottleneck, by default you will have a delay. So in this case, this plant that produces the electric harnesses was having that issues. The purchasing department was not doing well its function, so they were not providing the right amount of inventory to keep the bottleneck running. So they were facing major issues because they were having delays in production, and that means, or that's equivalent to lose money, because they were not achieving the production goal that they set as a function of the sales forecast. So this is a major issue that we see every day in operations. And again, we could say that, well, this is a simple idea, it's common sense, yes, but sometimes this common sense is not applied in everyday operations. Sometimes we are too busy running the organization and facing different issues, and we don't pay attention to what is relevant, in this case the bottleneck. So this is something very interesting, very important, that you need to always be aware of and implement as many advanced technologies, as many advanced philosophies in the workplace. There is not the best one, there is not the only one, so you need to apply as many as possible. So we are just this is the week 13, so we have 3 more weeks and we are done with this class. So I encourage you to ask me any questions about any of the chapters that we cover to prepare your final exam. So you can use the space that we have for that on Blackboard. So when you open Blackboard, on the left hand side you can see the discussion board, and you have the group under my name. So you are very welcome to post your questions, your comments, and I will be glad to answer them. So good luck with the rest of the semester. Work hard. So we are almost done. And again, I'll be glad to answer any question. So good night and